Morning often begins with alarms, bright screens, and a mind already racing through obligations and unfinished tasks. That rush can feel normal until days start blending together with little direction and even less recovery. The first hour sets a tone because it shapes attention, emotion, and the choices that follow all day. When waking is reactive, stress rises early, and decision-making stays scattered for hours afterward. The cost shows up in lower patience, weaker health habits, and goals that keep slipping behind urgent messages. Over time, people start doubting they can change because every day begins the same way again. A different approach treats the morning as protected personal development time rather than a scramble to catch up. Small daily practices can rebuild discipline and clarity before work, family demands, and noise take over. This video will break down a simple routine and the specific practices that make it realistic to sustain. This video is inspired by The Miracle Morning by Elrod, and subscribing will bring more routines that build discipline and clear focus daily. Waking early works best when it's tied to purpose, rather than punishment or vague self-control. A wake-up motivation level describes how willing you feel to leave bed, ranging from resistance to genuine readiness. When motivation is low, the body seeks comfort, and the mind negotiates for sleep through quick excuses. A short plan removes negotiation by making the next move automatic and physical, rather than emotional. One pattern is placing the alarm across the room, so standing up becomes the first non-negotiable step. Then, brush your teeth, drink water, and put on workout clothes to fully commit the body. This approach matters because early wins create momentum, and momentum makes later choices easier to follow. It also reduces dependence on willpower by turning a hard start into a sequence of small commitments. Choose a clear reason for waking and set intentions the night before, so the first thought guides action. Practice the same sequence daily until waking becomes an act of ownership rather than a daily argument. A complete morning routine can be built from 6 practices that strengthen the whole person each day. The set is called Life SAVERS, meaning silence, affirmations, visualization, exercise, reading, and scribing. Each practice targets personal development, so skills and mindset grow before the day begins, demanding results. This works because consistent growth inside produces better decisions outside, even when circumstances remain challenging. Some days allow an hour, while other days allow only minutes, but the structure still holds. A 6-minute version assigns 1 focused minute to each practice, proving that consistency matters more than duration. This creates progress because daily repetition builds identity, and identity guides habits without constant struggle. It also prevents skipping entirely, which often happens when routines feel too long to start. Pick a realistic time block, decide the order, and treat it as non-negotiable personal development time. Start small, track completion, and increase minutes only after the routine feels stable and easy to repeat. Silence creates a deliberate pause that lowers stress and increases awareness before demands start shaping reactions. Affirmations reshape self-talk by repeating chosen beliefs until thoughts and emotions align with them. These 2 practices matter because early calm improves focus, and focus makes the rest of the routine easier. They also reduce self-doubt by replacing automatic narratives with intentional words. Imagine waking to urgent notifications and feeling tension rise before even leaving the bedroom. Contrast that with sitting quietly, breathing slowly, then reading affirmations aloud until the mind steadies. That steadier mind supports better choices across health, work, and relationships, as reactions become less impulsive. It also supports consistency, because mornings stop feeling like a battle and start feeling like a reset. Try 2 minutes of quiet breathing, then write 3 affirmations that match who you choose to become. If this mental reset feels useful, subscribe and keep learning simple practices that make follow-through easier every week. Visualization trains the mind to rehearse desired outcomes, which builds confidence and clarifies the next actions. Exercise wakes the body, increases energy, and improves mental alertness, which supports better follow-through later. These practices affect results because clear goals, plus higher energy, reduce procrastination and make hard tasks feel possible. They also improve mood, which changes how challenges are interpreted and how quickly setbacks are corrected. One pattern is mentally walking through an important conversation, then exercising until breathing deepens and posture improves. That combination makes the later conversation calmer because the mind rehearsed it and the body released early tension. This links back to the routine because inner preparation shapes the quality of actions taken in the outer day. It also protects progress when schedules feel demanding, since energy and clarity are built before interruptions appear. Start with a brief visualization of one outcome, then do simple movement that raises your heart rate for several minutes. Keep both steps specific so the mind sees a clear target and the body feels unmistakably awake. Reading introduces new ideas and strategies, which can accelerate growth compared to relying solely on trial and error. Scribing thoughts on paper creates clarity, helping insights transform into actionable plans. This impacts results because learning expands options and reflection turns experience into repeatable lessons. It also fosters gratitude and awareness, supporting better decisions about priorities and time use. One pattern is reading a few pages on a skill, then journaling what to practice and why it matters. Another pattern is writing a short gratitude list, then noting one improvement to make tomorrow's routine smoother. These practices align with the larger approach by keeping improvement intentional rather than accidental. They also make progress visible, which strengthens motivation when changes are still early and fragile. Choose a small daily reading target and a short writing format, such as notes, journaling, or gratitude. Review what you wrote each week and adjust the routine to ensure it continues to align with your goals and real-life limitations. The core shift is treating mornings as a launchpad for personal development rather than a race to catch up. When the day starts intentionally, success becomes more consistent because actions follow priorities instead of pressure. The routine works through purpose-driven waking, then 6 practices that train mind, body, and direction daily. It also works through consistency, using short versions when necessary, and building the habit across a full 30-day window. The benefits compound as stress drops, confidence rises, and goals receive attention before distractions take over. That compounding shows up as clearer decisions, better energy, and a stronger sense of control over daily life. Start by choosing a wake time you can keep, then commit to the first 2 actions that remove morning hesitation. Next, choose 1 minute per practice and focus on completion, then expand time only when repetition is reliable. Progress comes from steady mornings stacked together, not occasional bursts of effort, followed by long gaps. If you want more practical systems for consistent mornings, subscribe and keep building habits that protect focus and energy daily.